Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for January 2016. This month, I should say, you start off with the Ace of Hearts. Really great card. Definitely represents love, but more importantly, I mean, the Ace of Hearts it's really a card of renewal, of new beginnings. So it makes sense coming in at the beginning of the year here. But it really does say that you probably will feel renewed, and you will feel kind of like this new sense of actually being refreshed, which we haven't experienced that in several years. I said that to one of the earlier signs that I read for January, that it really does feel like 2016 is a really truly new year. It's kind of like the past 3 years I feel like have been just kind of like the same for people. It's been longer than that, but the last 3 years specifically have really been the same, have, on a deeper level, have been kind of all the same. So it's almost like the new year just hasn't felt like the new year for 3 years in a row. It's just felt like more of the same stuff. And so this card comes in, and it's kind of like a card of renewal, a card of new beginnings, a card of starting over, and it really does. It kind of allows you to start fresh on a lot of things too. So if you've had any areas where you've been struggling, this is a card that it comes in this month and says, hey, you know what, this year you really have an opportunity to just totally start over, and it really is a true new beginning, not like a new beginning with strings attached or anything like that. I really like this card. It's really kind of sets a positive tone for the whole entire month, coming up there in the first position. Next, you have the Queen of Spades. This card is also, it's come up for a couple signs for January 2016. For me, this card just is a card of trusting yourself and needing to trust yourself more, but really it's a card of jumping into something new as well, jumping into darkness. Like I always say about the Queen of Spades, I mean, she would just totally, starting new projects, starting a new business, a new job, a new relationship, anything in her life, she kind of would just totally jump into those things blind, and she would take the risk. She's kind of like a risk taker, but it's because she's developed such a deep trust in herself. And again, I don't attach sex to my card, so it doesn't matter if you're male or female. This is just an energy that is surrounding you for this month. So it really is about taking those risks, about jumping into things that kind of maybe even scare you a little bit. That's what will move you forward this year, and really kind of start you on a whole entire new path. And it's like I said, it's interesting to me that it's coming up at the beginning of the year for a bunch of signs, a very similar message, because it's really kind of saying, okay, this year can be totally 100% different, but you have to kind of take those risks to make it happen. And in something I've been trying to stress to all the signs too is that it's like 2016, the universe really wants everybody to upgrade, but it's not, the universe isn't just gonna do it for you. You really have to be the one to take the actions to make that happen. So, I kind of stress this in my 2016 videos, the general videos for all the signs, that, this year you definitely want to take those risks, because the universe is like saying, okay, here are the opportunities, but you have to kind of take them. And kind of speaking to that is the Six of Clubs, which is a card of great success, by the way. It's a card of, having planted seeds already in the past. I mean, forget about it. If in the past 3 years, plus you've been putting work into things but haven't been getting that return, Six of Clubs is like finally coming in, and finally you should see some returns on things that you've been doing in the past, things you've been working on in the past. Even like knowledge in school, some of those things could come to a fulfillment this year. In January, you could be like finishing up some knowledge gaining type activities that will really pay off. It says that that'll be quite profitable for you as well, even in the case of getting a job. And so, I mean, the six also speaks to the fact that, like, if you do have schooling and you haven't been able to take advantage of that schooling, haven't been able to get a job, maybe now finally the doors are kind of like opening up for you and allowing you to move forward in a lot of ways with this card. So I like to see that. Next, you have the Seven of Spades, card of fears, internal fears that don't even exist. So, definitely let go of those fears. Any fears that come up at this time, any old fears especially, any old situations, old fears, definitely let those things go and don't allow them to affect you, and don't even, pay attention to those old fears, because you just don't need them anymore. And that's what that card says. And finally, you have the Jack of Clubs. And the Jack of Clubs to me is really about seeing into the future and really, looking kind of at your future and coming up with a plan. Jack of Clubs, he's really great at planning things out. He's really good at, looking years down the road and being like, oh, okay, now this is what I need to do. I think that this has been what the universe has been trying to do. I think that's why everybody's been struggling for a long time, is the universe is really trying to get us to kind of like plan out our future. But I think now with this Jack of Clubs coming in, it's like you can finally see the beginnings of what the future looks like and what you want to do with your life. And now you can finally plan it out. So a very interesting message. It looks like it's going to be a great month. Enjoy.